to a Queen's Cave, the podcast.
The podcast.
And today we're talking about college ins and outs. So,
first things first, though.
Whoa.
Make sure y'all go and watch the first episode.
Yes.
And
go watch that first episode.
If you haven't, make sure you go do that ASAP. I heard it's good. I'm getting a lot of reviews.
Good. Okay.
So y'all make sure y'all go check it out. But
so yeah, y'all. Go ahead, don't even watch this yet. Go back to the first one.
Exactly.
We're gonna jump right in. College ins and outs. What has been like the biggest challenge in college?
So I feel like the biggest challenge for me, I had like biggest challenges each year of college. Okay. So the first year of college, I would say just definitely being homesick. Being away from home for the first time. First generation college student. Just trying to get the ins and outs of college, living on your own, not having your parents there, doing stuff you do all the time. That was probably like the biggest adjustment for me.
You've been spoiled.
Definitely.
That's why.
I definitely was spoiled. I mean, I'm the youngest, and I was the only girl, so I pretty much got what I wanted from everybody. My mom, my daddy, my grandma, my brother. So that was probably like the biggest adjustment for me. Okay. And also living with a roommate.
Bro,
I got through like my first semester. I went through like 2 roommates.
Dang.
It wasn't me though.
Why?
It wasn't me.
You sure it was?
It was not me.
Was it like a situation happened or?
So my first roommate, she wanted to live with a dog. And y'all know I don't like no dirty dogs. She wanted to live with a dog, and literally our beds was this close to each other. Where was a dog gonna fit in? Tell me.
Child in the middle of y'all.
No, it wasn't. Ain't no dog was gonna fit in there. And then my second roommate, she I was in the bridge program, so
okay.
I ended up moving out from the girl with the dog and living with this other girl. And she didn't come back because she didn't bridge over to the college house after like the first semester. So the whole second semester, spring, freshman year, I had no roommate. I lived by myself.
Oh, that's kind of good.
I would say those were like the biggest challenges freshman year.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just grew to like all my roommates. I had some pretty good roommates after that. So
well, that's good.
Kudos to them.
Come on, kudos. I think for me the biggest challenge was coming into like this new world. In high school, I went to a pretty small high school than everybody else, so I pretty much knew everybody. I ran for a lot of stuff. I was like prom queen. I was prom queen. I was homecoming queen. So a lot of people knew me, and I was very involved. I was a cheerleader. I was in all of these clubs, FBLE. So when it came to college, it was like, oh dang, people don't know me no more. I gotta start all over, and that kind of shocked me as well. Like, dang, I really gotta work my way up now, and to people coming to know me. And was I homesick? I think I was a little homesick too, because y'all already know from the last episode. I love my family. I love my family. So I'm only like maybe an hour away.
Me too.
Oh yeah, we like the same distance. But yeah, not being with my family every single day was just like, dang, I missed them. I really did. But I didn't even talk to them like that. Maybe every 2 weeks. No, I'm serious. Maybe every 2 weeks I talk to them for me to miss them so much. But yeah, definitely coming into this new world where I had to start over was a big challenge for me because I was like, dang, people don't know me. I'm kind of nobody.
That's
again.
True. And honestly, I'm glad you brought it up because I didn't mingle with anybody my freshman year. I didn't start making friends till maybe sophomore year. I didn't know anybody, and I was like in the headspace where I hated CFC. And I wanted to transfer after my first year, but I ended up staying. But I'm glad I stayed because, man, I met like forever friends. You know, like these people are gonna be in my wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids, you know, they're gonna be godparents. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm glad that I stayed because I really, really definitely touched hands and met a lot of good people. So I think that was like one of the most beneficial things that came out of CFC.
The same thing with me. I think I was gonna leave. Was it sophomore year? Maybe freshman year. I don't know. Maybe in between those two because it was a big change. In college, freshman year is a big change for everyone, and I felt like it was definitely, honestly, a culture shock for me. because I came from a high school which was predominantly black.
Gotcha.
I was very comfortable. I wasn't the person like people look at, oh, she's the minority. I never had that. So
Gotcha.
coming here, it was like, oh, she's the minority. It's a group of us. It's a black excellent group chat. It's all this stuff. And it was just like, okay, I kind of feel odd. But I, like the same thing with you. Like I'm glad I stayed because College of Charleston gave me the opportunity to really grow and kind of get out my comfort zone a lot,
Definitely.
a whole lot. And even with friends too. I'm glad you brought up the whole friends thing because the friends and the people I met my freshman year, I thought like we was gonna be real cool, but some of them
the dynamic of friendships.
The dynamics changed so much, and I had to be okay with kind of letting go and stepping back from certain people. And it was hard because when you first meet those couple of people coming into college, you're like, oh yeah, these gonna be my girls, because like that's the first people you kind of with, and the first kind of people like you were with and going out. But I had to learn sometimes it's okay to let go, and it's okay to kind of like remove yourself from that environment sometimes.
That's true. I definitely went through that for sure. I definitely did go through that. For real. Yeah.
So, question: what people don't tell you about college?
First things first. I feel like in high school, well, not even just high school, just in life general, people tell you to go to college. Mm-hmm. Like that's like their number one priority. Like go to college. But like people don't tell you how expensive college is.
Girl, yes. Dang.
You know what I'm saying? Like college is like the number one topic of you growing up. You know what I'm saying? When you at that peak, I would say 16 is your peak.
You think so?
I think so. 15, between 15 and 16 is your peak. Because 15, you get your first job.
Yeah.
You know, you get your learner's permit and whatever. So like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you start talking about college, but they don't tell you all the resources of how college is going to get paid for, and that's expensive. And if you get a bad grade, you're going to lose your scholarships and stuff like that. So like, that was probably like the number one thing that people don't tell you about college is like the cost.
Yeah.
The cost of it is very expensive.
And when you don't, like, what do you do when you don't have a scholarship to cover it?
Right. So that's another thing. And I feel like I'm glad that we are having this platform, you know what I'm saying? Because we can have like workshops for students to, you know, fill out scholarships, how to write a good essay, strong essay for scholarships. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to get to all the dynamics of turning in a good, you know, application for a scholarship. Because college is expensive, man. I definitely spent over $80,000 in college.
That sounds about right. Like when it comes to like food and stuff, and everything like that. I think for me, what people didn't tell me is like the mental side of it. How much things you have to maneuver. Coming in, you're in a different world once again. How do you maneuver that mentally? How do you grasp that mentally? Like, you gotta get a job. I didn't get a job coming in 15. I'm glad I did, because I took 18 credit hours. Why? We're gonna talk about that too. But people don't tell you how much you go through in college. And I hate sometimes when family be like, oh, you never reach out to me, you never. Do you know what I'm going through? Do you ever call me? Do you ever check on me?
That's true.
Why do I always have to call you? Oh, hey, how you doing? Like, I'm serious. I hate when people do that because we go through a lot, and people be like, oh, yeah, that just a little essay. No, it's more than an essay. It's you getting up, having to go to work. You gotta write the essay. You gotta take care of the obligations, along with wanting to be a part of different organizations and wanting to be involved as well. And kind of. College is like a growing process, and people don't tell you how much of the mental side it is.
That's true. I feel like speaking of just like mental, like what I had, and I'm still having a hard time with this. Like my parents don't know boundaries when it comes to my mental health because. They'll blow up my phone. My mom called me like 5 or 6 times, but like, Mom, I'm sleeping or something. Like, I'm getting my mind together. She'd be like, well, I'm just checking on you, but like, I don't want to talk to nobody today.
Do you tell her that?
I do tell her that. And I be like, y'all just need to give me some space, like respect my boundaries. And I think it's really good that we went to college, or like we went through all these college experiences, because it's a learning experience for us, but it's also a learning experience for our families.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And growing up, we never brought up no mental health stuff in my household.
Because we're supposed to be the strong people.
Black people got this thing where God and the Bible is gonna take care of everything. Yeah. But like, that is true. Yeah, but like, we don't talk about feelings, we don't talk about mental health, we don't talk about stuff we're going through, and I feel like it's very unhealthy. But since I've been in college to be more vocal and communicate more to my family, like, I feel like we have better disagreements and debates in the house. So like, mental health is definitely big, and I feel like it's a learning experience for everybody. So
yeah, and I definitely think like coming here, they push that a lot. Like, you have resources out here, and I think another thing, even with the Black household, we have to do a better job of talking about where are we at mentally. How can we become better? If I'm feeling down, and I think a lot of times we don't realize when we in that state, because I think for me, I never been like really depressed, but it's been situations where I've been down and I'm like, what is going on with me?
Great question though. What? So speaking of like mental health, and I know we have busy lives, what is your like coping mechanism? Like
eating? Nah.